Bulldogs for the first time since transferring to Gonzaga. So we are ready to tip off. Gonzaga hosting for the first time since 2013, taking on Utah out of the rugged Pac-12. And we are underway. Gonzaga in their home whites with the tip.
Well, we'll see. I think they're going to try to go to Ejim if they can quickly.
Gonzaga with that first round victory over UC Irvine, starting a little bit slowly. Let's see if they can start
That's a good sign. And usually it's on the block. This time they tried to go the other way around. We got a little bit cross-matched here. You had Elisa Hollingsworth and Yvonne Ejim. They're not going to be matched up against each other all night.
The Utes defeating South Dakota State in round one. Kayleigh just muscles it in.
The two stars have just started out. Now you're going to see Ejim guard Kayleigh, but on the other end, it's going to be Jenna Johnson guarding Ejim.
Nice start for both clubs. They both were a little sluggish initially in those first round victories here at the Kennel. Nothing there for Hollingsworth. Vieta wants to push. Keeps that dribble alive. Stop and pop, not there. We'll go the other way. A rebounding is going to be critical tonight, Mike. It
really is. We saw both teams down the stretch on Saturday do a great job of blocking out, and it ended up being a critical part of the game.
Pull-up jumper, a little short. Hustling in for that board. McQueen, who was dynamic in that first round game. Both ends of the floor. Vieta, and now Kayleigh. Ten on the shot clock. Skip pass, Wilkie. Rimming off, Kayleigh offensive board. Utes will start anew.
Well, when you have this many three-point shots that we'll see, there are going to be a lot of long rebounds. And so guards are going to have to come and dig in and help on the long rebounds. Posts aren't going to be able to do it all.
Kayleigh, ball on the deck, single coverage, sweeping in and scoring.
It's a nice luxury to have a post player that can finish with either hand fairly equally, too.
2,000-point scorer as Kayleigh spent her first few years at USC, now at Utah. Wilkie this time with the board, pivotal for Utah in game one.
And the game will have a pace just like this.
Okay, how about the start for Kayleigh?
That's what she does. You better get out and guard her out there. And she's quick enough with her first step that if you come too tight on her, she can go by a lot of post players.
What a start for Kayleigh. Remember, she had 37 points 2 times this year against South Carolina and Southern Cal. Oh, just like a fullback going in for the 2 is Kayleigh Truong.
These teams, just in watching them practice and prepare, they're so similar. Both have post players that can play outside and inside. They like the high-low. They got three-point shooters all over the floor.
Ball stripped away. Utah head coach Lynn Roberts, 4 20-win seasons, including the last 3 straight. Last year's Pac-12 Coach of the Year, coming off last year's sensational season where this Utah club made it all the way to the Sweet 16, losing at the bitter end to the eventual champion, LSU. Nowhere to go. Dumping it high-low. Perfect pass.
I think you're going to say high-low a lot tonight.
That's Hollingsworth connecting with Ejim. Beautifully done. 7-6 Utes with the lead. Back and forth we go. Great start to this second-round game. Ejim battling. Johnson keeps the ball alive. Kayleigh, another long ball. Oh, baby Kayleigh already with a couple of triples. Points for Elisa Hollingsworth already. Answer, Hollingsworth.
Again, post players that are versatile. Hollingsworth, she balances out Ejim's game.
Love the game of Elisa Hollingsworth. Just keeps getting better every single year.
Well, run out available if they see it.
Vieta, the quick hands. going to go up against Hollingsworth. Stepping through. They're going to call her for the walk.
I think it's a good call. Well, here's the hands of Vieta. She's just got quick hands. Has the right attack, right idea to cross over, but takes the extra step right there.
That's a great job by Hollingsworth to come over and make it uncomfortable.
Yes, and that's all you can do. You don't want to foul in that situation, especially early in the game.
Esther Little onto the floor now for Gonzaga, in for rebounding and defense primarily. Maxwell will take a seat. Hyben's in as well, 6th player of the year for the WCC. Ooh.
It's going to be physical inside.
Lisa Fortier, 10th year, semifinalist for Naismith Coach of the Year. 6-time WCC Coach of the Year in all those 20-win seasons. My goodness.
You know, technically they're still a mid-major, but nobody around the country anymore that has to play and thinks of them that way. They are a power school now in basketball on both men's and women's side.
McQueen with that foul, by the way. Her first, team's first. But speaking of mid-majors, Mike, Gonzaga is the last remaining mid-major team in this tournament. That says a lot about this club.
And to be hosting.
You bet.
You get a 4 seed. They've went out and played a tough schedule, preseason and or non-conference, and it's paid off.
Deja Young checking in for Utah. 11-10 Gonzaga with the lead. Here's Young. Wilkie wants that baseline. Truong wouldn't let her have it. 7 on the shot clock now. Vieta. Jab step, McQueen.
That's great defense.
Crowd had something to do with that.
And Gonzaga, when they got in trouble there, they were willing to switch some of the big plays.
Student section is loud and into it. The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? First quarter, back and forth we go. Let's check out tonight's most reliable player, brought to you by Xfinity.
Well, Elisa Pilley, she's done all their scoring. She's got all 10 points. And if you go back to the end of the game the other night, she made 5 of her last 6 shots in that game and is 4 for 4 to start. 9 of 10 is a really good straight stretch for anybody, and knocks it down with a 3, her second of the game.
It's way too early for this, Mike, but Pilley's on pace to score something like 40 or 50 points, for goodness sakes.
Oh, no, it would be a lot more than that.
Well, I got to give her a little rest on occasion, my friend.
You can see all the dynamics that she has. She's powerful inside, she rebounds, and then she stretches the floor. I mean, then if your post player has to come out and guard her there, she has a quick first step.
Last year's debut with Utah, Pilley was the Pac-12 Player of the Year. This year, all Pac-12, and again, over 2,000 points scored. Gonzaga with the ball, the lead by a singleton.
And I think it's interesting that Ejim for Gonzaga is getting the early rest. They took her out and didn't bring her. I thought they'd bring her back from the timeout, but here she is coming to the scorer's table now. Her and Maxwell both.
Hollingsworth whistled for that foul. Her first, team's first. A chance for Utah to grab the lead. Wilkie backs it up. McQueen, catch and shoot, not there. Into the hands of Kayleigh Truong. She wants to push. Good hands from behind by Vieta. Maxwell Ejim ready to check back in for Gonzaga. Pilley returns to the floor for Utah.
Yeah, they're going to try to stay matched up as best they can, the two of them. I think both coaches know that they need them on the floor as much as possible. And we saw again just on this last play the quickness of Vieta getting out and pressuring ball handlers. He's all over Maxwell right now.
Good call, Mike. Plenty of time on the shot clock. High pick from Hyben's, and it's a good one. Good baseline help defense by Pilley.
Got bailed out here with the kick ball because
sure
they were running out of time. There was 6 left on the shot clock.
You're going to watch Utah sag off of Esther Little, Mike. Not much of a scorer. Plays the great defense and rebounds.
And that's one of the things you're trying to, find when you have a player like that in the game. You got to figure out ways to make them a threat offensively.
Coming off the pick, stepping back, the three, bam, beauty.
Well, both Truong sisters are really deadly three-point shooters. They just have a great feel for it, and they're great penetrators and creators as well.
7 now for Kayleigh Truong. Look at the execution. Man, Johnson and McQueen.
They practiced that as shoot-around this morning, trying to get some backdoor situations. But actually, both teams went to work at that.
14-12 Gonzaga, 3:02 left to go in this very entertaining first quarter. Ejim short. Remember, the winner of this game advances to the Sweet 16. The last ticket to be punched, you're looking at it. This game will determine who is the last remaining Sweet 16 team, and another three-pointer for Utah. McQueen.
She was one of the heroes the other night when they were stalled out. She and Wilkie kind of gave them a real good jump in the second half.
McQueen had 17 points, 4 boards, 6 assists, and no turnovers in that first-round game. Ivans can't get it home. Here's Little with 7 on the shot clock. Now Maxwell wants it. She's got a quick release, but she is hawked. Ejim's got to put it up. Into the hands of McQueen, and here comes Utah.
Utah's got to feel pretty good about what they're doing defensively right now, because they've made everything on the perimeter tough.
Peely got great position. She will go to the line.
Well, we talked at the top about modern basketball analytics, which says you get layups or points in the paint and threes. From the other night, just look at this for Utah. They scored 68 points. They had 36 in the paint, 24 at the three-point line, 6 at the free throw line, and only 2 from the mid-range. And pretty close on the other side, too. A little more mid-range. Gonzaga's a little bit more content with their 12 at the mid-range, but they also scored more points. They are going to shoot threes and go to the rim.
That last foul, by the way, was on Esther Little, her first, team's second. Peely, an 81% free throw shooter, buries them both. And the Peely family, I love the corn, Dad. I love the corn. They are here. They've got signs, mom and dad, brothers, sisters, aunts and uncles. It's just a great story. Peely with 12 points already. Maxwell, Vieta all over her. Quick release, not there for Brenna. There's the board by Lonnie White, who has just checked in for Utah.
There it is. The close out to her. She pump fakes.
Good board, Ejim. Stepping through, not getting the roll. Into the hands of Peely. She thinks twice before bringing it up herself.
Yeah, let her play point guard, too.
What a start by Peely. Unbelievable. 17-14 Utes, buck 9 left to go in this wild first quarter. Young, you bet.
And those are almost bonus points for them. Young is just starting to improve as a three-point shooter, but when they get points like that from her on the perimeter, it puts a lot more pressure on the defense.
10-0 Utah run. The lead is 6 under a minute to go in the first. The half-court defense by Utah, Mike, has been suffocating to this point.
Well, Johnson's got the one-on-one matchup with Ejim, and they are nose-to-nose with the three-point shooters.
Kaylynne Truong, oh, baby, NBA 3 and then some.
We're going to, as I said before, we're going to see a lot of threes if people can get themselves open.
Man, you broke it down, and on cue, another triple.
And now we have the zone by Gonzaga, something they got to early in the game the other night to change the flow of the game against UC Irvine.
Shot clock off, game clock at 10 right here. Peely looking for a cutter. Vieta hesitates. Got to put it up if you're Johnson. Wow, what a stick by Jenna Johnson, and what a first quarter for Utah. 23-17, Utah with the lead.
Well, the two stars have been going. Ejim, she's a force, but she's knocked out some jump shots too. You know, energy inside, finishing at the rim, and then Elisa Peely going to the basket, either hand. Utah.
Shooting, Mike.
Well, they got 4 different players that have already made threes. They have 5 that shoot over 35%, and their spacing allows them to get this. They've knocked them down. They're 5 for 10 from the three-point line already. At that rate, we're going to see 43s tonight.
Mike's doing the math because I can't, but I hear you, buddy. Just as you predicted. And Peely with those 12 points in the first quarter alone, including a couple of those triples.
And, you know, when you plan to think about double teaming a little bit, that's one thing. But when she's stepping out to the 3, there is no double team out there.
That's a great point. Second quarter underway. We're at the Kennel, packed house. White, back rimming off. Kayleigh Truong with the rebound, and she'll trot it up. Can Gonzaga get Maxwell going, Mike?
Well, I think they're going to try to have to do that, but it's going to probably have to come from an inside-out game like that. They've got to get a few buckets there because she's being face guarded everywhere. Nose to nose.
Nice execution by the Zags to open up this quarter. Quick pass and one. Peely to the line. Her release and footwork sublime.
Well, Ejim gambled a little bit on this one, trying to get around the front and steal the pass. When you do that, it's too late. Now you're having a little guard have to come across and take on the brunt of Elisa Hollingsworth on the block.
Kayleigh Truong with that foul, her first, team's first, and Peely continues to pile up the points. Showing her range from distance, but when she gets on that low block where the bread is buttered, look out.
Well, and she's got a real good knack for kind of walking you up an extra step up the lane. So if you're on the top side of her, she's going to seal you and give her enough room to drop step and get that layup room.
Turnover Gonzaga. Remember, Peely coming off a great game against South Dakota State. 26 and 7 points and rebounds. Had the 3 triples. Well, she looks like she's going to top that. The lead is 7.
Now we got Peely in the ball screen. I don't know if they wanted that shot. I think they wanted her to use the ball screen and see what happened.
They're going to give Lonnie White that shot until she can make a couple of them, that's for sure. So here's Maxwell, hawked by Wilkie. There's Maxwell.
And there's the one player on their team, well, not one player, but they're a little more comfortable taking that mid-range off the dribble than Utah would.
White almost traveled. Vieta sandwiched in. And it looks like Vieta is going to be called for that offensive foul. Comes up slowly.
Great defensive positioning by Kaylynne Truong right here. Trying to split it. Vieta's trying to get between the 2 defenders, but Truong got there, I think. A little body contact from behind by Ejim, but the initial blow was the offensive foul.
So Vieta, who can kind of hit the tight wire with the foul trouble, picks up her first, team's first. We're early in the second quarter. Utah up by 5.
Wilkie she's all over Maxwell.
Transfer out of Wisconsin, finding a home in the starting lineup with Utah. Skip pass, working to perfection, Kaylynne Truong.
That's the catch-22 on defenses against Ejim. If you have to sag that much to help on her, you're going to leave a three-point shooter open, particularly in the weak side corner.
Crowd into it. The lead now, a deuce for Utah. Huge triple by Kaylynne Truong. Vieta switches hands. Wants to pull up. Instead, there's the kick in the corner. Not there for McQueen. Ejim with the board, and here comes Kayleigh. She'll walk it up. A chance for the Zags to draw even or go ahead. Hollingsworth back on the floor. Young's got her. Almost a treble. 9 on the shot clock now. Kayleigh Truong. Tough shot. Can't get it back, rimming off. And the ball belongs to Utah.
So if you're going to try to help on Yvonne Ejim down in the low block, here she goes. The guard on the weak side is trying to come and help take away that pass, but you leave a corner three-point shooter, and both Truongs and Maxwell are able to knock down that shot.
The Truong's parents in attendance. Dad so influential in helping these kids turn into the basketball players they are now growing up in Houston. Look at the hustle play by Maxwell. Jump ball. And the Zags will take it with that arrow heading their way. Crowd loves it.
Well, both teams, I think, have gotten a good look at what they want to try to get. It's now, can you execute when there's extreme pressure? I mean, this is what tournament games are against good teams.
Winner of tonight advancing to the Sweet 16. One remaining bracket to be filled, and it's this side of it. Here in Spokane. What a hustle played by Young. Speaking of tight wires, finds Vieta. Here comes Utah. Wilkie, that was short, wants to chase down her own miss, but Ejim would have none of it. Here's Kayleigh Truong. Maxwell, one of the most dangerous three-point shooters in the country. Still looking for her first three. Truong will hit another three. This time it's Kayleigh Truong. And look who's got the lead now. 27-26, Gonzaga with that big three, leading by a singleton. 6:12 left in the second. Nuggets and the Suns. Coverage tips off with NBA Countdown at 7. Three-point shooting. Boy, Mike, did you call this from both teams? But let's load up on Gonzaga.
Well, Gonzaga, I mean, they're starting backcourt and wings. They shoot it great. And obviously, you see Maxwell's number. She's 6 in Division I. The Truongs, both over 40%. It's incredible. I mean, as much as we talk about Utah's threes, Gonzaga comes right back at you with 3 elite three-point shooters. And both teams have 5 three-point shooters over 35%. Yep. So they're built for this.
Big time. Packed house here at the Kennel student section, going bananas. They got here early, saw some tents pitched outside the building. Love it. There's the answer out of the break. McQueen with the triple.
I think they were trying to disguise that they were what they were in defensively. Little came out and played man-to-man on the ball handler, but they were really in a zone of some sort.
McQueen with 8 points, a couple of triples all the way to the rack. Is Kayleigh Truong.
They have Little guarding Vieta, trying to put some size on her to take away some of the looks they have. They have a very big lineup on the floor right now for Gonzaga.
And there's Little, what she does best, rebounding. 5:25 left to go in the second. Here's Hollingsworth looking for some help. She'll find it in Maxwell. High pick is there. Ivins. Truong. Ivins reposting. Instead, Eliza drills the three.
We didn't even have her on the graphic, and she's a great three-point shooter.
36% three-point shooter is Hollingsworth, one of Aussie's finest. 3-point lead, Gonzaga. Peely's been a little quiet, not even on the floor. Well, she is on the floor, my bad. Out on the perimeter. Back rimming off, cooling off a little bit is Utah.
Well, then they've done a better job of keeping her from getting the touches with the ball that she was getting early in the game, too.
What a matchup this has been with Vieta and Kayleigh Truong. Quick shot, Maxwell, you bet.
Could have been a 4-point play. Follow-through got her on the arm.
Maxwell with yet another triple.
And you know she's loving this, having transferred from Utah.
So 35-29, Gonzaga heating up, and the wouldn't let her specialize, Mike. He said every single one of these sports is going to make you better in your first love.
Very true.
So in the living room, there's a basket at the Peely household. Nothing that can be broken. You know, there's no vases. There's no tchotchkes. There's no frame pictures. It's just hoops.
I can relate, as it should be.
Peely back rimming off. Ball knocked around into the hands of Maxwell. And you mentioned that three-pointer that she just hit against her former U teammate. Yeah, that had to have felt sweet.
Well, we started out with Utah making the threes. Now the Zags have made 7 out of their last 9, and 4 different players have shot it. And will this be the fifth?
Wow.
Yes.
Ejim says yes. Step right into that one. Doesn't shoot a lot of threes, but that was true.
I've been impressed with her since we've been here. She's really helped their team. Their post depth, they really just rotate 3 posts. Great pass.
Vieta. Unlucky there. The ball will belong to the Zags, and they hope to build on a 19-3 run.
And this home court advantage or home crowd has really gotten louder and louder as this thing's gone the last couple minutes.
You're right, Mike. I kind of like having this headset on so I can just hear myself think and hear you talk. It's nuts in here. Biggest lead of the game for Gonzaga. You're looking at it.
Look at the constant motion by both teams. Great spacing.
Kaylynne Truong stepping back. Can't get the roll. Into the hands of McQueen. Doesn't have the number. She'll wait for some help. Here's Vieta. Under 3 to go in this second quarter. Wilkie all the way to the rack. Not there. Little battling, rebounding. And here comes Gonzaga. Good shift for Little off the bench, Mike.
She really hasn't. I didn't really expect her that she would be playing this many minutes, but they really like her defense against this kind of an offense.
Coming up at halftime, Dove in the studio. L and company, all kinds of things to talk about. Caitlin Clark, yet another record. UConn continues to make history, both Iowa and UConn advancing today.
I mean, you're talking about, I think the graphic I saw was 29 straight Sweet 16s for UConn. And Iowa, you know, they had a little scare there for a while, but they played great in the last couple minutes to pull it out.
Against West Virginia. Turnover. McQueen hesitates. High low inside to Peely. Quickly double teamed. The ball stays. Nope, it's going to go to the Zags.
I couldn't see if they knocked it off her leg. It looked like it, but we're screened off.
Let's take a look, Mike.
So
what do you think?
here's the double team that they had talked about going against Peely. She tries to go. Yeah, it's off her hand. It already hit the floor before Ejim hit it. Great call. And don't tell any officials I said that.
Under 2 to go. Maxwell between the legs. And now Hollingsworth.
That's a foul you won't like as Utah. You know, you're 20-something feet from the basket. You don't need those kind.
I hear you. Johnson nicked for that foul. Her first, team's second. So, Mike, Peely had 12 points in the first quarter. Right now, she's sitting on 15. What's changed?
The defensive effort on her. You saw the double team the last time down. You saw her being denied a little bit more at the three-point line. It's players settling in better to the scouting report.
Offensive foul, Mike. How about that?
Especially when it's a guard getting called for it as a screener. You don't need that.
Wilkie picks up that foul. Her first, team's third. For the fourth straight year, every NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN. For more information, all you got to do is go to ncaa.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. Ejim off the glass.
Great drive across the lane. Interesting, we'll come back to that a little bit. That they have tried to find a way to get a different matchup on Ejim down on the block.
Biggest lead of the game. You're looking at it right now for Gonzaga. It's double figures.
Well, here's the play. Peely has not been guarding Ejim most of the game, and they did a little post-to-post screen to get Utah to switch so that Peely would guard Ejim on that play.
48 wanting a little information as Hollingsworth is called for that foul. Her first, team's third. Ejim almost got a paw on it. 1 minute left to go in this second quarter. McQueen backs it out. Peely wants to dive down low. Matched up against Ejim. There's the high-low. Batted away by Ejim.
And this is just a physical battle between those two. Great to watch. Ejim not afraid of the challenge either. She's playing Peely nose to nose at the top of the key right now.
Man, this has been a battle. Every possession. And we're only in the second quarter. 2 on the shot clock for Peely. She's got to put it up. Did she get it off in time? Oh, Elisa Peely.
They're going to take a look, but I think she got it off in time. Might have got fouled on the drive, too.
Much needed bucket for Utah.
This is a how bad do you want it game physically.
Boy, amen, Mike. Well put.
Look
10
at the
on the shot
defense.
clock. Hollingsworth swooping in, and Peely gets her. And
That's a tough foul. You don't need to commit that foul. I know you're trying to make a statement physically.
Peely picks up that foul. Let's go back to the last possession.
The clock is... Let's see, did she get it out of her hand?
Oh, man, I don't know,
boy.
Mike.
It might have still been on her fingertips.
And in a game that could go down to the wire, that could be absolutely huge.
They will review it
Yes.
at the end of the half.
Oh,
it's
baby.
hard to say if it's out of her fingers right there. Doesn't look like it.
All right. Hollingsworth gets 1 of 2. Nice board by Young. Shot clock off, game clock at 10. Right here. Young all the way to the cup and scores.
Great double team.
Eliza good if it goes.
My goodness.
So it's a 41-33 Gonzaga lead.
It's been a war. I mean, physically in the paint, it's been a war. Nose-to-nose pressure on the perimeter, and yet people are still getting three-point shots off despite all the pressure. That's great execution.
Classic game. We're halfway through. Let's go to the studio now with Elle Duncan and the rest of her compadres.
That's right, Ann.
Compadre.
What
do you got, Lisa?
Well, hey, y'all. This is unnecessary contact. It's hard. It's to the face. And they're going to be, they'll penalize the common foul that they had initially. And then they will go 2 shots to any player on the court or any player and the ball to the offended team at midcourt. I think this is exactly the right call. The crew did a really good job on that.
I concur. That was exactly the way it should have been called. And that's what they're gonna go line up for right now.
And this could be a pivotal moment in this game, Mike.
Yes. Yeah, Peely's going to shoot the 2 free throws. Any player can shoot them on the court.
Hollingsworth, by the way, picks up her second. Team second. Here's Peely. Is unnerved, unfazed is the word Peely would use. Crowd hollering, hits him. Peely eyeballing another 30-point game. She's got 26 to go along with the 7 boards. 67-57.
We got a lot of time for a 10-point game.
Yeah, we do. Utah hanging around and then some. McQueen. And now Peely, nothing there on the roll for Peely, so they'll work it from the perimeter. Now Peely dives and scores. Tough shot against Ejim, and Peely got popped in the face.
And Ejim is very lucky she didn't get her 4th there.
28 now for Peely. Carrying the freight. Vieta bounces off the pit.
That contact was the same thing that was called down at the other end here.
Ball up for grabs. We're going to go the other way. And Little will get called for that foul.
Well, and the 5,000-some hundred Gonzaga referees do not like it.
6,000 on the nose. Three team fouls on each squad. Crowd is up. Healy, the fake and the pull-up. Short, Ejim snags the rebound.
Not as patient that time. They can, if Utah wants it, they can get a switch almost every time down by the play they ran a couple minutes ago, and they can get Peely on a guard. They're just going to have to be patient enough to get it.
Ejim now bailed out by Hollingsworth. 5 on the shot clock, though. Backdoor not there. Ejim, ball on the deck. Quick, sweeping in.
Ball never hit the rim.
Nope, it did not. Mike, great call. And ball belongs to Utah. And the Utes are feeling a rally. Crowd imploring the Gonzaga defense for a stop. 5:15 left to go in the fourth. Here's Wilkie. 67-59. Peely blocked by Hollingsworth.
That's great help. And it's a really good thing when it's a post coming.
Ejim just too deep underneath that basket.
Peely's got a guard on her in the lane.
Oh, man.
Too late.
They missed it. Inside look. Inside look. Peely.
And we got a 6-point game.
Here come the Utes. Another 30-point game for the great Elisa Peely. Her 5th 30-point game of the season and a ton of time left.
And I will say Gonzaga is really lucky that there weren't fouls called on those 2 buckets, because she had great position and Ejim was there with some body contact. Here it is. That might be contact on the shoulder right there.
I agree.
But Peely has carved out her niche down there.
Peely, another 30-point game. All right, well, we have a minute to breathe. It's time for Get More, brought to you by Geico.
Well, there's a lot of getting more. 30 points on 10 of 18. She got 7 boards and over 2,000 points. You're doing a lot of work to come up with all of that. I'll be very interested right here to see what Gonzaga does. They came out of their last time out, got Yvonne Ejim 2 low post touches, and they got 2 buckets. And now they've got her on the perimeter the last couple possessions, swinging the ball. She's got to go back at somebody inside again.
Peely has 30 of Utah's 61 points, bringing the Utes back and feeling like they've got action. Maxwell pulls up, not there, into the hands of Wilkie, and a chance for the Utes to draw ever closer.
And they've held Gonzaga to 1 and done on a lot of possessions in this quarter.
It's the closest Utah has been in a long time. 9-0 Utah run. Ball stays with the Utes.
Very fortunate hustle play by Kayleigh Truong to knock that out, because that was going to be an offensive rebound by Elisa Peely if she hadn't touched that.
The closest Utah has been since the second quarter when it was 35-29. Wilkie, not there. Hollingsworth. And now Kayleigh Truong. .345 left to go in this thriller.
A little bit of a late whistle, but it looks like the right call. Didn't like what they had on the pick and roll. So Truong just keeps going and gets the hack down across the arm.
McQueen got her. So 4th team foul on Utah, 2nd on McQueen. Here is Kayleigh Truong. Perfect from the line, and man, that's critical here in stretch run time.
Well, the other thing is that foul now puts Gonzaga in the bonus the rest of the way, too.
1 of 2.
Utah's right there.
Big time. Boy, things were looking grim for the Utes, and they have just kept coming back thanks to Peely. Vieta wanted to go inside to Peely. She reposts, not there. Here's Vieta. Vieta hits the deck, not there. Peely fighting. The ball belongs to Gonzaga.
Boy, there's a lot of contact inside both ways. Great drive, all the scrum inside. That might be a foul, but Ejim just holds the ground, plays through it. And you have to. When you get games like this, you got to play through all this. Can't worry about how it's being called.
Peely's going to be whistled for that foul, and that is her 4th, Mike.
And Ejim's going to the line.
Peely's going to have to be very careful because obviously she's the one Utah is going to look to and for.
And I would expect Gonzaga to go right back at her the next time down.
Ejim, the senior out of Canada, who announced in front of a packed house back in February that she is coming back next year. Place went bananas. 2 big tosses for Vanno.
And she's really gotten better as a free throw shooter, too.
The lead is 9. 3 minutes to go. Sold out crowd here at the Kennel is up and roaring. What a game we've been treated to. Skip pass. Wilkie, nothing there. Tries the baseline. Good D by Maxwell into the hands of Ejim.
Peely's got to be careful. You can't be doing that when you got 4 fouls.
You're reading my mind, partner. Hesitation. Kaylynne, she'll go to the line.
And that's a great sense about the game. You can attack the basket. You know you can get to the free throw line. It's bonus. Good defensive play at one end. A great physical rebound. Gets through a foul there. And then they get an attack because they've got numbers. There's 2 people down here bothering Ejim on the rebound. And now it becomes 4 on 3.
Vieta picks up that foul, her 3rd. Kaylynne Truong, first free throw of the night. It is true.
And you do not want to put Gonzaga on the free throw line. They are basically an 80% free throw shooting team.
She gets them both. The lead is 11. A little separation for the Zags. 2:30 left to go in the 4th quarter. A trip to the Sweet 16 on the line. Texas awaiting the winner of this evening's game. McQueen from Rimanoff. Ejim flags it down. Huge.
You can see the want in her eyes.
Ejim with another double-double. She has just been sensational. High-low. Ejim misses.
And goes right back up. Right back up. Utah has to call a timeout and does.
The crowd tells the story. Sold out, full house, jam-packed, butts in the seat, baby. 74-61.
Well, Ejim just wants the ball right now. They get a high-low situation. She doesn't connect on the first one, doesn't quit playing, goes right back up. That's a dagger.
This veteran team, what a ride and run they have had, Mike, and this is one of the most special moments in their careers.
Well, you got 6 seniors here. Obviously, we know Ejim's coming back, and they have several grad students. But look at this. You got 5 players in double figures. They really, we were here the very first day when they had their press conference, and they had several players up on the podium, and they talked about how much they were playing for each other, that it was be special to play on their home court. They wanted that top 4 seed so badly. They wanted to give this crowd kind of a going away present for the seniors, to themselves and to the fans, because this group has played together and done so many special things. And now they're a minute 42 away from going to the Sweet 16. And that's, when you start your season and you think about that, that's one of the big goals right on your list. You check it off, you know, win your conference regular season, get to the NCAA tournament, and the next one that you check the box is, we're going to the Sweet 16. That's what they're playing for the next minute 42.
Gonzaga will play anybody, anywhere, anytime. Brutal non-conference schedule. At one point in the season, they had the 5th toughest schedule in the United States. Gonzaga 3-1 against the Pac-12, having defeated Stanford, Cal, and Arizona.
Well, that was a foul that Gonzaga had to give, so it's not going to hurt them. Ball's going to go out of bounds on the side. I don't think Truong liked the foul, but it ended up working out okay.
Kaylynne with her 3rd. Team's 4th. Buck 30 left to go. The lead is 13 for Gonzaga. Looking to go to their first Sweet 16 since 2015. Ejim with yet another board to add to her double-double.
And they can use a lot of clock right here. And they will. They're going to reverse the ball as many times as they can before they shoot.
Gonzaga looking for a program best 32nd victory of the season. They're moments away from just that. Kaylynne Truong rimming out.
But that was a great offensive possession because they used 20-plus seconds of the shot clock.
Listen to this crowd. You got to put it up if you're Vieta. You have no time. Inside, there's Peely. So 32 now for Peely, 5 off of tying her career best.
And Gonzaga's going to take the timeout to advance it so they don't have to face the full court pressure here.
So again, the last ticket to be punched to the Sweet 16 is our game right now. It's been a classic. Texas awaits the winner of this contest. North Carolina State, Stanford already advancing. Regional 4 in Portland. That pod has been dynamite. Gonzaga, mid-major, they're saying, nope. We'll take on anybody. And they are 38.6 away, Mike, from advancing to the Sweet 16.
I'll tell you, when the bracket came out and I knew we were doing these games, I kept thinking Monday night could be a special game, and it's worked out that way. The stars of this game have shown up and played like stars.
Boy, amen. Peely with 32, Ejim with the double-double. The Truong sisters doing their thing.
You got to foul if you're going to try to stay in the game. I think they've conceded.
Yeah, this game's over. Here's Hollingsworth with 10 on the shot clock.
They don't even need a shot. It doesn't really matter.
Kaylynne and now Ejim. 2 on the shot clock.
And that's the way it's gone for Utah the last few minutes.
McQueen with the foul. 9.5 left. 36 straight home victories
and
now,
watch
Mike.
this crowd as these guys come out.
Kaylynne Truong. Maxwell. Ejim. Oh, what a moment. What a night for Gonzaga and this wonderful program representing the WCC and all mid-majors with a lot of pride. Peely. But that's it. Roberts and Alyssa Keeley. Keeley with 35 points in her last ever game wearing a Utah uniform.
That's got to be a proud family, no matter the outcome of the game. She was really, really good tonight.
35 points for Alyssa Keeley, 2 off of tying her career high, but this is Gonzaga's night. First Sweet 16 appearance, yep, since 2015. Wow. Home court advantage, I guess.
It is. I mean, we said it early on, this is what you play for. You want to be on your home court. It's hard enough to win in the tournament as it is. You want to get every edge you can. My hat's off to both of these teams. They were sensational. We got treated to a great game.
Just a fabulous game to determine that last ticket punch to the Sweet 16. Again, Keeley with tears streaming down. Magnificent, leading her Utes. This night, though, belongs to the Zags and their hometown crowd.
It's always fun to watch a team celebrate, and I always get this little extra thing in my heart for the team that loses. Look at these guys going in to celebrate with their fans.
Look at that. Student section engulfing the heroines of the night. Look at this. I'll remember this forever, and I can't imagine what this must be like for each and every one of these Gonzaga players. Wow. Let's take a look now at tonight's Capital One rewarding performance.
And it's quite a performance. The effort and force that Yvonne Ejim plays with is great. I mean, she can outrun guards. She works relentlessly at both ends of the floor. She rebounds, and she's coming to visit us, so we can ask her